Let's bring in the Foreign Desk Editor-in-Chief, Lisa Daftari, Chabad of Bel Air, California, Rabbi Chaim Mentz, and Iranian-American businessman and national security professional, Bijan Kian. Thank you all for coming on. We appreciate it. Bijan, to you first. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was saying that he believes that Iran is broken on the inside. Watch.
They are broken inside of the Iranian regime today. This is a regime that is trying to figure out who they can talk to. They still fear there's Mossad agents everywhere. They're not sure who's in charge. No one knows whose orders to take and accept. So to negotiate at the highest levels with the United States of America has proven very complicated for them. And that makes it hard for our side, too. We don't know who can actually speak on behalf of the nation.
Yeah, broken on the inside. Nobody knows who's in charge. Mass confusion. What do you think about that comment?
Islamic Republic in Iran is most definitely broken. This is a country where decision-making, of course, we have to remember, this is a government that never had a government. It was a caliphate and a mafia. So who's in charge? The mafia. That's what I would say. The reason we can't find the right people is we're not looking the right place. We have to look at those who are protecting stolen wealth. They've hired a private security company called IRGC to protect that and ordered them to kill as many Iranians and do whatever it takes to protect that money.
Yeah, interesting. Lisa, Nathan Sales says that Iran is, well, quote, not trustworthy, period. Watch.
They've been violating the ceasefire from the moment the ink was dry on the agreement. The trade was the United States stops its punishing and crippling military offensive against the Iranian regime. And in return, the regime opens up the strait. And it never did. It said, well, we'll open the strait, but only if you pay us a toll or only if you used certain waters.
I mean, and Nathan and Bijan are kind of on the same page. They have a terrible track record.
Yeah, and Nathan is a friend and a colleague, but I would rewind back to 1979, not just the beginning of the ceasefire, which they violated. They have been fraudulent. They have been duplicitous. They have always tried to run circles around us, and they were successful at running circles around us at the negotiating table. But guess what? This time, it didn't work. And the bottom line is this: whether there is a rift in their government or not, whether they're playing good cop, bad cop, or they're using it to buy out time, there has never been a moment where the regime has been as weak as it is right now. What does that mean? Maximum pressure on them continues. Sanctions, blockade continues. Maximum support for the people. Get them the internet. Get them the support they need. Get more people to defect so they have more weapons and more organization on their side. This is the time to step it up.
Speaking of an effort to buy time, the president wrote this on Truth Social, quoting here, "Very good news. I have just been informed that the 8 women protesters who were going to be executed tonight in Iran will no longer be killed. 4 will be released immediately. 4 will be sentenced to 1 month in prison. I very much appreciate that. Iran and its leaders respected my request." Is it a good sign, Rabbi? Is it buying time Iran's way? What do you think?
First of all, thank God. These people literally would have been killed. These people were taken. No different when Hamas took a bunch of Israelis, but they use them as chips to say, we have some compassion. We'll do something nice for you. This was exactly what was done. We're going to do something nice so the world should think we're kind of nice people. We are compassionate. But the beauty of our president is he sees right through it. He doesn't care. Thank you for not killing these people. But I still have my hands around your throat. The blockade is working. And I got to tell you something. Is it good? Is it bad? In the eyes of the president, I got you in the corner, and I'm not letting go of the grip.
The blockade is working. He's got you where he wants you. Bijan, what's next? In your opinion, what should be next?
This is a mutual economic pain game. We have a lot more ability to endure than the Islamic Republic.
Right.
To us, maybe it's a little kick to the shoulder that we're aiming at them. To them, is a $400 million hole in their hearts from the business end of our weapon. So yes, it hurts both of us, but it hurts them a lot more. They can't take it. We can.
Can they take it for a little while longer, Lisa? I mean, how much longer, and what do you see happening in the next few days? He said, you know, the ceasefire seems to be right now on temporary permanent hold.
Well, we have to look at the facts and not the rhetoric that comes out of the regime, because they will always chest thump and always try to appear much more strong than they actually are. But you look at inflation, 180 180% and more. You're looking at 80% of their exports that have been curtailed. You're looking at millions of dollars that they're losing every single day. So how can this regime go on? They have no legitimacy inside the country when the majority of 90 million people don't see them as their government. So they will eventually collapse. The foregone conclusion is this: if the strategic imperative of the United States is that this regime cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they are lying about their weapons program, and the people of Iran inside are saying this is not our government, then what conclusion do we come to? This regime does not have a future inside Iran.
It sounds like, Rabbi, the consensus around the table here is, and Mike Pompeo, that time really is on the United States side right now, Israel's side right now.
Yeah, we do have the time, because it's, the people of the IRGC, if they're not going to get paid, like he said, they're the mafia and they're protecting, the gold.
Right.
And I got to tell you something. How much more time do they have left until they say, why am I going to die for this? Between me, you, and the lamppost is, we got to know exactly where the nuclear stuff is. We got to know where the uranium is, and we got to start I'm sure they are. We're going in there and getting it, because regime change or not, that uranium has to be taken out, because that will always be over our heads forever, with another ISIS that may come in, which we don't know about.
I got to go, Bijan, but you're the new kid on the block, so you can give us the last 10 seconds. What do you think?
Please, to the President of the United States, do not believe the Islamic Republic no matter what they do. Help the Iranian people. Believe them when they say, we know where we're going. We're going to go to the ballot box. Help them out.
Bijan, Rabbi, Lisa, thank you all.